Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray. Last name is Reynolds. Please take a moment and write that down. This is rayswebinar.com. Ultimate goal is to try to help every one of you get to the $1 million dream. I know a lot of people talk about it. I know you probably bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich Too. Bottom line, at the end of the day, we got to hand you the money, the credit, the tools, what needs to be done to get to where you want to go. This information, if you've never been here before, it'll be probably the first time you've ever heard it. Tablet and pen, write down everything you can, please. Happy New Year, it's 2021. By the way, that means it's blackjack year. That means you get to win. And let's see how I can help you do that as well. Please take a moment, write down the phone number here. It is toll free. It's 800-510-3338. As we do this, I want you to learn a couple of things. I want you to plan the problem. I know everyone plans to make sure they make all the money and all the great stuff, and that's fantastic. And all of a sudden you get knocked down. Someone gets in your way, tries to take it away too. Bottom line is, let's do this. Let's do the opposite. Let's plan the problem and let's go get the $1 million dream. Next thing we're going to talk about is safety credit. Everyone has to understand your personal credit that most people jack up and think it's free money, all right, until they get the bill. Then they go, oh, what did I do? Remember something, personal credit should be called safety credit. Here's $100,000. So understand something, personal credit, we cannot write off the card or the interest rate at all. And we got to learn the 25 to 29% rule. So I'm even going to tell you to put a sticky in the back of your card because I don't want you to screw this up anymore. Bottom line today, I want to teach you the line of defense. I want you to think about something. Today, if you drive your car through the city you live in, no matter where it is in the United States of America, and you drive through that city, you're going to see a bank closed down, a location. Could be a Chase, a B of A, could be a U.S. Bank, something else like that, and they bankrupt that piece. It could be a grocery store too. And what did they do? They bankrupt that piece, wrote it off in their taxes, and you know they're still in business today. How did they do that? Why haven't you learned how to do that for you? We got to talk about the line of defense. Sorry, there's always something going to go wrong anyway. Then write down, please, never bring the pain home. All I had as a kid was pain. So I won one thing. I wanted to make sure I never brought the pain home to my family. I don't want you to bring it to your family anymore. Now, my journey started when I was a little boy. I didn't get a real mommy and a daddy. I got to rip out magazines and pretend they were the mommy and daddy for me. But then I used to take away the magazines. You know what I did? I looked at the cars, the money, the mansions. I saw all those goodies. I wanted mine too. So let's see if my journey can help you. Flat out. We're going to call it getting past go. I think you're stuck. I think most of you, don't take it personally, you probably took $3,000 and you wasted it and probably don't have a darn thing to show for it today. Let's see if I can help you get past go. Now me, I got to be with Mrs. Hope from the age of 3 to 10 years old. She got her weekly, monthly checks. Not only did she use me and abuse me, but then every morning she dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier. At the age of start at 3 years old. She was a she-devil from hell. By the way, I learned to steal and beg off the pier. Kind of sucks. But you know what? If I saw Mrs. Hope today, I'd say thank you for scaring the hell out of me. Because I made sure I learned how to do exactly what I needed to do. You know what's kind of fun? I got my Lamborghini collection. I got my Duffys. All right, got my 6 mansions at the time. Broke world records, having fun. Did you know I parked my race boat and my yacht in my backyard? Even my helicopter too. And don't forget the Ferraris as well. Now, bottom line, this is not to show off. This is to tell you and challenge you. If I can do this, so can you. Hell, I was born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. This little girl got pregnant with me. She wanted a little girl, but I'm a boy. I got a wee-wee. She gave me a girl's name and erased my middle name. That even pissed me off some more. So I had to do one thing, fight for everything I ever wanted in my life. Write down Ray's rules. I broke it down to 1,000 rules you get to $1 million corporation. I wrote it down to 20,000 rules as $1 billion corporation. How far you want to go? Now, I've been doing this for 43 years. I even wrote Winning the Game of Business 43 years ago, having fun too. So let me tell you about what I got to do. When I was 7.5 years old, I got to hear a poker game. See, I stood outside my bedroom, which is actually the pantry of Mrs. Hope's house, and every Wednesday night they had a dumb poker game. I listened to all they had to say, and I wrote my little notes. They thought I was weird. Probably true. But you know what I heard? I heard a corporation's a legal person. Can you write that down, please? A corporation's a legal person. And you know what I did by the time I was 9.5? I started helping out industries. I connected the dots. Brought in $100,000 of credit without even trying, because back then they just sent it in the mail. Been having fun. Now understand something. With you, me, you're going to get stuck with me. I'd like you to play with me for 30 days, 60, 90 days, maybe a lifetime too. Every seminar, workshop, boot camp, you're stuck with me. I will guarantee you to the $1 million dream. I want to rebuild your life. A lot of things you actually are doing wrong. So let's talk about when you lost your job the last time or had an emergency. What happened next? You ran out of money, you ran out of time, and you jacked up your credit again. In 42 days, you brought the pain home. Sorry to say, that's what most people do. By the way, if you're starting a business, you're using the wrong money in the first place. You're kind of screwing up. So let me tell you about me some more. I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough, security chief at TRW, in a Spearing years ago. That was kind of fun. Do yourself a favor right now. Write down Credit Services Act. I want you to Google it later today. I want you to find out it takes you to the credit repair. It'll take you to the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. They'll tell you credit repair is a scam, and they're not allowed to collect money up front. They even refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, where attorneys can't do credit repair. What happens next? Let's make you and me build that relationship because we can have some fun. I can guarantee you to the $1 million and $1 billion if you want. It depends how far you want to go. Now, we got to go back to you because every one of you got a Social Security card when you were a teenager to get a job. Why? Because they told you to. Because we're sheep. By the way, you got one SSN. That makes you the duck. Now, I'd like you to take it out of your purse or wallet today. I want you to read the card front and back. It'll tell you do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes. It'll say don't carry with you. It's not even your number. It's not even your card. By the way, here's the application you filled out as a teenager. And read the card in front of you right now. It says Property or Social Administration, not you. You see, even the creditors use it and abuse it, and they're not supposed to at all. I invented something called Rapid Refresh years ago. By the way, what it does is it blocks all your crap and shoots your score up. If you need one of those today, let me know. Now, what I want to do for all of you is repackage your life. That means your house, your car, your bank account. I want to make sure you're not doing it the wrong way. It's amazing, almost every month, about 20 to 30 people, I got to tell them to get rid of the authorized user crap or the trade line crap they keep buying. I don't understand that. I have to repackage everybody, probably even you. So let's have some fun and not bring the pain where? Home ever again. Now, credit saved my life when I was a kid as an adult. I've been in 2 comas in my life, and that kind of sucks too. But let's see what I can do for you. You see, they always talk about this when I was a kid. They always say about money for a rainy day. I asked them to explain that to me, and I couldn't get anything of those dummies that kept saying money for a rainy day. Remember, in my life, it doesn't rain, it always pours. Maybe yours too. You see, let's think about something today. What if you needed $5,000 right now? See, most entrepreneurs are always helping people. And when you need help, nobody's around to help you. Let's see if that's going to be you today. If you needed $5,000, where will you get it today? You ask your friends, you ask your family, you ask the bank, they all say no. What if you had a safety credit card in your hand like I do, and it's $5,000? See, the problem with people is they think their personal credit's free money till they get the damn bill. Your personal credit, since you can't write off the card or interest rate, should be classified as safety credit and put it aside just in case something goes wrong. If I got to max out this card today, $5,000, did you know the payment is only $50 a month? And I'll bet you none of you knew that today. By the way, most of you waste that every other day anyway. How about this? They tell you flat out, you waste $140 a week. Is that true about you? These are each $50,000 a piece. That's $100,000 of credit. Personal credit, I can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. But if I had to jack up one of these cards today and max it out, the payment is $612.26. The exact amount of money that the average person wastes or pisses away every given month. Stop wasting money. You could have started a business, had two pizza locations today, and make sure you don't bring the pain home ever again. So let's see about this today. Remember what I said in the beginning? Let's plan the problem. Today, what happened to you the last time? Your friend, your family, your bank, somebody screwed you up, didn't they? And you what? Did you give up? Or did you basically get past that day? Safety, credit, line of defense. Write it down. I want you to understand something today. When you drive through your city, you're going to see that bank and that grocery store today. You'll see the empty one. You know they wrote it off on their taxes and bankrupt apiece. When you see it, remember me. Because you should have learned how to play the game since the day you got out of high school, too. The bottom line is you don't have to bring the pain home. You never had to in the first place. So let's talk about your goals. Now, I reached all my goals by the time I was 26. You see, at 14, I brought in $1 million. At 24, I brought in $1 billion. 26, I brought in double billion, too. How did I do? Let's see what I can do for you today. Set up the goal list. Believe in yourself. Me, I believe in God, and I believe in me. It's like when I broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981, that I hold still today. That just proves white men do jump. Bottom line is this. Don't listen to people say you can't do this or that. God gave you a gift and a dream. Why don't you see it, believe it, and go get it? The only thing in your way today is you. Sorry to say, let's go back to you one more time. SSM application. You got one number. You got one chance to make it, and that's why everybody fails. Remember, you got maybe 2 write-offs, and what happened? The SSN to get the job connected to the 1040 tax return. That's all it was for. And now you got your Aspirion, your Transio, and Equifax too. And guess what? You got every dummy in the world trying to tell you what they think they know. I built $3.6 billion for my clients in 43 years. I'm the #1 expert in the world. You might want to listen to me today. You got your SSN. The moment you take these cards past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck. Hell, you can't get any more. Write it down. It's 25 to 29%. Put it on every card you got. Know your limit and put down 25 to 29%. So every time you pull that out of your purse or wallet today, you're going to remember not to jack it up again. It'll make you think twice before you do it to you. You got a choice today. Now, the other reason you got that SSN, it's pretty simple. We're the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated, by the way, especially ever since Nixon took the gold standard out. So take that tablet and pen today and write down Ray's rules. There's $100,000 of credit I want you to have. That's right, I'll even build it for you too. Now remember, out of the $100,000, you're not going to jack it up like you've been doing. You're going to not use more than 29%. Here's our problem with all of us. You could lose a job. There could be a pandemic. Hell, I died in pandemic number 9. Now we got pandemic number 19. What about the next one that's going to come up? Remember, look through history. That would have gave you $71,000 of safety credit. Just in case you lost that job or have to deal with a pandemic, you got to feed your family up to 2 years. The biggest problem everybody does when they start a business, they steal all the money from the family and all the credit, and they screw it all up and bring the pain home. Sorry to say, that's called silly and dumb. Please write down, don't bring the pain home again. You're using the wrong money in the first place, by the way. So we're going to teach you how to play. Write down Ray's rules today. Now, I've been in 2 comas in my life. First time I was 5.5 years old. You see, I went down that big hill in Redondo Beach, and I hit my face on the curb going, plop, 40 miles an hour. Hell, they told me I'd never walk again in my life. When I woke up out of the coma, the lady says, ring the bell if you got to go pee-pee. I rang that bell till my friggin' hand was numb. I crawled to the friggin' toilet and I went pee-pee. I got my ass up again. I've been fighting for everything in my life. There's been another coma in 2009 where I just what? I get to die again? Understand something. July 4, 2009. My wife wanted to take people on the corporate yacht in our backyard. We took a group of people from the school and the church. Someone had swine flu and pneumonia. And I got to die the next day. Isn't that nice of them not to wear a damn mask that day? So the bottom line, it seemed like one thing. All right, H1N1 pandemic number 9, it seemed like it killed you the next friggin' day. I made a promise to God I'd help everybody the rest of my life. He gave me a second chance. Now I'm helping you. Can you pay attention today and turn these suckers on and write down what I tell you to do? There's me in a coma. Kind of sucks. Oh, by the way, I'm probably the most verified person you can find on the planet today. There's my yacht. There's my race boat in my backyard. That's the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor, by the way. All right? And guess what I got to do? I get to die because someone should have wore a mask and not been on my damn yacht the night before. But there I am. But I made that promise. Now I got to come out of a coma. Guess what? I walked around with an oxygen tank for 5 weeks. All right? Pissed off. I got no mommy and daddy to help say, please help me, please. They threw me away like a piece of trash when I was a little boy. So let's understand something. I put my score back to an 820. I popped another $1 million card again. You, every one of you, you play with me, and I'll make sure you understand that you're not going to bring that damn pain home again. And if you fall down, I'll get you back up again and again. The only thing in your way today is you. You got to learn how to fight for what you want. You don't get a do-over today. We get to live or die. You see, I'd tell you to wear a mask, but that's an argument too. If I knew to wear a mask or a bag around my friggin' head in 2009, laying in that hospital with me and dead, I would have did that too. It takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick? I got to deal with pandemic 9. Now we got 19. What about the next one's coming around? Don't you understand other countries want to kill the rest of us? You better start protecting your ass, Eds, and stop bringing the pain home. Now me, I was lucky in another way. Even though I got used and abused as a kid, God gave me an IQ off the chart with total recall on most things. So I love money. It's one of my top 10. So understand this today. It's flat out. Money to me, I don't have to steal and beg off the pier. I can feed my family. I can pay my bills. Hell, I can help you. I haven't had a paycheck for 20 years. I don't seem to need one at all. Now you, 9 out of 10 of you, you hate your job anyway. We're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to deliver some damn pizza. Is that your true American dream? Do you even know about the time today? Most of you turn around and go, oh, time just passed me by. Slow that sucker down. You got 12 months. You got 52 weeks. You got 365 days this year. You got 8,760 hours. 525,000 minutes, 600. Make sure everyone count. Because at the end of this year, if you don't have that $1 million dream, because you didn't pay attention to me, because hell, I'll guarantee it. Don't be afraid to be rich. I want to hand you $25,000, $100,000 of corporate credit. I want to set up the corporation my way. I want to get your first property bought through the divisions, how I wrote it in 86, by the way. And franchises funded as well. Now that's your 180-day goals. By the way, here's your 12 months goals. You want to write it down? I want you to have $1 million in the damn bank, even if you got to take it off of a card. Your dream house you better be living in. All right? You better be owning 5 pieces of real estate through divisions and owning franchises too. You got a choice this year. Get off your assets and go get it. The only thing in your way is you. Now me, I got stuck with Mrs. Hope from 3 to 10 years old. Like I said, I got to listen to that stupid poker game every Wednesday night. And remember Mrs. Hope. Yes, she was the wife of the Hope family, by the way. Hell, I tripped over Michael Landon's feet and I got a backhand in the face too. You got Dan Blocker there. You got the Gunsmoke Mission Impossible producers too. All these guys getting drunk and talking out their blah, blah, blahs. I stood outside my bedroom. It was pretty simple to do. It was the pantry. I wrote my little notes. They thought it was weird. Probably true. Do you know what the only good thing they said that night? They said a corporation's a legal person. You better damn well write that down. You better circle it 10 times, because I did. The next day, because I couldn't sleep all night, I rode my little bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department. You see, I knew there was a library next door. I went into the library and said, ma'am, could you help me, please? She says, here's a microfiche, here's a book. I read the book. You know, every one of you, you spend $3,000+ probably on crap. All right? Guess what? You bought a book, How to Make Money and Get Rich, or some secrets, you know, some others, blah, 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 motivational crap, here and there story. What about you? I got so pissed off that day. All right? I went back to that library almost every day from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. All right? I had to create the blueprint for me. Those 12 books and CDs, that's exactly how I brought in the 100,000, the million, and double billion at 26. So let me tell you something flat out. If you ever want to know the blueprint, it's right in front of you. All right, I wrote it for the KISS method. If you don't understand KISS, it's called Keep It Simple Stupid. We're all stupid when we learn something new. We got to master the techniques. And by the way, I had $841 million of real estate during the coma, and then it got stolen from me because they heard I died. And then, you know what? I wrote the book, How to Become the Bank, Buckets of Money and Tax Balancing too. Don't forget, winning the game of business. You know, when I was at the Bonaventure every Wednesday night for over 32 years, there was a line around that hotel getting hold of me. I used to sell that all for $20,000 a pop. So let's understand something today. Credit hotline in March last year, they all went home, but a couple of them to go get that extra unemployment check. They all walked out and go, hey, we get an extra $600 for sitting on our ass, not doing a damn thing at all. They got a raise. They go home. Oh, well, in their warehouse, you know what we found? We found my books and CDs. They should have been selling them all along. By the way, the office here sells it for $999. During a webinar, when I'm doing this, because they're all live, by the way, I do broadcasting 2 to 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day Saturday too. I don't like pre-recorded crap. Today, instead of giving you the extra bonus of $299, this is for the serious ones, not for the looky-loos. It's $199 today. 18 books and CDs. You get to hear me 24/7, and you get to play with me at the workshops too. The price is only good during the webinar. Now, I'm going to tell you flat out, I love Zelle, deposits, or wires, because we can track the money. I don't have to worry about hacking, and I don't like merchants. I think they kind of suck. But that's just my opinion today. Take a picture of that page, please. That way you can Zelle me $199, and I'll ship your books and products today. Now, you might even want to tell Gina at RayRaceCredit.com what you Zelle for today. She'll make sure it's shipped right away. Now, here's my problem about rebuilding your credit. 30 to 50 people a month. They got this authorized user crap, some trade line crap. It's all in the way. I've done this for 43 years. There's a reason I'm the #1 expert worldwide. I'm going to rebuild your credit my way. I'm going to do a rapid refresh and block all your crap. I'm going to hand you the right corporation, book, CDs, and classes, and I want you not to think. I want you to do what I tell you to do. Every card you got in your purse or wallet, I want to stick you on the card. I want you to write down 25 to 29%. The moment you jack up those cards past 29%, you drop your score, you get stuck, you can't get any more. And you're trying to figure what the hell happened to you? It's because you jacked it up. Let's understand something flat out. You have to be a qualified CFO. I'm going to add you to my dashboards. I have $10 million of history for you, so I can build you as much as you'd like. I don't have excuses. So let's understand something. All right, 4 ways to make money with me if you want to. Let's talk about real estate today. Now, I'm going to try to convince you to do commercial real estate. You see, right now, you got people, they're not paying their rent, or they're basically lease payments, because guess what? They get a pass on it. Did you realize the news the other day said half of those people still have their first job? So in other words, they're screwing their landlords. So be careful when it comes to real estate, when it comes to personal real estate today. When it comes to what? Commercial real estate, we can leverage it by 10, and if they don't pay, we can kick their ass out in a minute. That's all we got to do. This is a business at the end of the day, and your goal is to feed your family too. Millions, maybe you want a fixer-upper, a duplex, an apartment complex too. I only had $841 million. I was going for $1 billion that year. Now I want you all to listen very carefully. I expect you to get a franchise, and I'm going to hand it to you. I'm going to show you how to play that game too. But we're going to pick one that has a drive-through, because it's always open through whatever pandemic we're going through. It might be a pizza. It might be a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, a Wendy's too. Profit sharing as well. Now, I was the incorporator for rich and famous people for years. I developed 84 ways to leverage money. Every card you got in your purse or wallet today, I can turn it into 99 more cards. I can turn it into $100 million. But let's only teach you 3 or 4 ways. Let's go crazy so far, because so far, most of you have been jacking up the credit, not knowing how to play the game, because you've been using the wrong money in the first place. Remember I said house, car, and bank account? Now let's look at one of the Lamborghinis in the collection at the time. All right, you see what now happens? Most rich, famous people, they drive a company car. They ride it all off. But not you. What do? Your car's registered to you. By the way, you're a duck. All right, we're going to teach you how to play the game right. Should be a tax ID and fleet price under a division, like I wrote the rules in '86. See, when you get your paycheck today, all right, it's been taxed. You get the leftover. Then you got to pay your bills. Then you pay for a car you should not. Then you're stealing all that money and credit from the family, going, wee, let's hurt the family some more. This stops as of today, because starting this Saturday or Wednesday, I want you in my workshop starting tomorrow. All right, no hesitation. See, your paycheck, they call it what? Taxable income, by the way. If you're paying the payment, the gas registration, the insurance, shame on you. Why are you doing that? A corporation gets to pay for it and write it all off. Are these turned on today? Let's understand, you should be yelling the word no right away. Which company car would you like? I like company cars and write it all off too. It's about time you learn how to play the game. I know a couple of you got a corporation too. Goody for you. You paid $3,000 and got a stock kit. Big deal. Did you know that 97% don't do a damn thing after they get a corporation? They don't know what's next. By the way, I'm going to be your next. Now, are you paying attention? SSN equal to what? Job, 1040 tax return, IRS's rules. Let's look at an SS4 times 4. Write down SS4 times 4. It's called the pattern of 3. You're going to learn how to play this game with me. We look at an SS4 today, and what happens is it's 1120 tax return. Line 10 says banking and credit purposes. Do you understand, if you allow me to set up a corporate credit report for you, which I'm the one who wrote the rules and the tools have to in the first place, that every card I get you, you get to write off the interest rate in the credit card or line of credit too? You can't do that as a person. You've been using the damn wrong money in the first place. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. So let's understand something. This grocery store, this bank, all right, that grocery store, that bank, all right, that bank, and that grocery store too. Guess what they got in common? Listen, they have a branch number, and they've all bankrupt pieces. And they wrote it off on their damn taxes, and they're still in business today, but you allowed yourself to be the duck. Why the hell would you allow that to happen? See, I fought for everything in my life. I always had to. There's always some turd trying to get in my way or try to take it away from me. Now let's basically develop the pattern of 3. You ready to play? Write it down on that tablet and pen. Corporation, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get a tax ID. I'm going to build you as much credit as you want. Then we're going to set up the line of defense. Every one of those divisions, subsidiaries, and more are going to have a tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. Debt follows SSN. You only get one SSN. How many tax IDs can you have? Based on the corporation, division, subsidiaries, and more, in 1986, I wrote all the rules. You're going to get it from the horse's mouth versus the horse's you-know-what. Set up the line of defense. Don't you ever bring the pain home. Why did you do that in the first place? I know you're going to say, no one told me, Ray. No one told me either. I had to master the rules by the time I was 9.5 years old because I had to get out of hell. Now let's understand something today. You allow me to get you the tax ID, the SS4. I'm going to build you an Experian, a TransUnion, and an Equifax. And every card I build you or line of credit, you get to write off the card at the interest rate too. Don't you bring that damn pain home anymore. You never had to in the first place. So you write down SS4 times 4. Write it down. And remember, don't you name a corporation after you. That's called dumb. Don't name it what it does. That's called double dumb dumb too. You got to set up your line of defense. Why? There's always some turd in your way. Come on, your friends and family took advantage of you in the past, have they not? Real estate, you got 5 houses, you better have 5 divisions because you got 10 liabilities, 5 loans, and 5 people leasing a property from you. Who's going to slip and fall first and try to sue you and take everything you got? That's why it's lonely at the top. Everybody hates the guy at the top or the woman too. Franchise, they got a number as well. Oh, current business. Now listen carefully. You allow me to get you the tax ID, I'll get you a $100,000 card or a $1 million card. Maybe both. Which one you want? By the way, I'll even guarantee it. From here, I already told you I want to get you $100,000 of personal credit. All personal credit before I die again has to be classified as safety credit. We use the 29%. We keep our score at 820. And if we don't have a job or we got a pandemic, we can feed our family up to 2 years. Damn it, we're not going to hurt our family anymore. Never bring that pain home. Ray's rules are pretty simple. SSN equal to what? 1040 tax return. SS4, I just showed you. What did it say? Banking and credit purposes. You get to write it all off. The problem is the lack of knowledge. It's the stupidity of man or woman. We're not stupid people. You just got to learn how to play. Now here's the rules right from you. It's public records, the IRS, SSN 1040, SS4 1120, and more. It's in front of you. I didn't invent it. I just take the rules and the tools the IRS gave us, and we learn how to play the game. Remember, corporations don't pay tax until they make a profit. You don't play games with the IRS and make a mess. So understand, when I add you to my dashboards, you, divisions, corporations, I get 6 out of 100 people every month screwing it up. Because I create green lights, and all they say they do is get these things in the mail, and then they apply for credit and screw up everything I'm going to do. Now, not everybody likes me. There's 3 or 4 in line that talk shit about me every day. 2 of them not even clients. You know what they are? They're competitors, they think. It's a joke. All right? Renee Holland, she never worked for me. She works for a company that sells corporation for $3,000 a pop. She hates the fact that I tell you how to play the game because she doesn't know diddly squat. So let's understand something today. Warning, do not violate the program. If you do, I'll probably kick you out. All right, the bottom line is like this. This is a mistake right here. All right, here's a typical client, one of the 6 that screw up. I remove all their crap, I seal the record, I push the score to a 687. I'm ready to get to the 720 and pop them a $30,000 card. What does this dummy do? He applies on his own and gets one for $300. It's not even pocket change. Now here's another example. Customer removed all his crap. He got no credit left. I get him an open sky. Guess what? He has a 621. His starter card I got him. I only promised him $1,000. It was $3,000. Which one you like best? $3,000 or $300? You see, if all you want from me is to rebuild your credit the right way, I'm going to rebuild it, do a rapid rescore. I'm going to put you in a personal credit class for 90 days. The office sells it for $998. By the way, I give it to you for half price. And what I've done for 43 years, I give you between 2 to 10 times credit back to you what you pay for. I want to get rid of all your baloney excuses. Every one of you wastes $600 a month. So for $499, I'm going to guarantee an 820 score, and I'm going to hand you a $1,000 card back to you and take away your excuses and put you in a workshop for 90 days if you want to show up and learn some more. Now, how many of you want to be a millionaire? Come on, raise that hand as high as you can. I want to be a millionaire. Then I'm going to call it silly and stupid. I hand you $1 million today, you only get to keep $375. The rest goes in the IRS. How many want a corporate millionaire? Both hands go up. Hell, I do. Why? Corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. So here's a 820 for you. I'm going to hand you the articles, the also the tax ID. I'm going to put you in my setup class every Wednesday and Saturday too. And level 1 to set up those divisions too. Every Wednesday and Saturday. Go to both if you want to. I want to make sure you understand how to play. Office sells this for $1,999 today, but I give half price. But I'm going to hand you $10,000 of credit. 10 times your investment with me back in your pocket to take away your excuses. $999, and I'm going to build you $10,000 of credit. The next one, the only difference is the amount of credit. It's called the Millionaires in the Making, by the way. It's usually $4,000 because I hand them $25,000 of credit. Isn't that fun? By the way, today it's $2,499 to you. But I'm going to build you guaranteed $25,000 of cash credit. And you're going to be at the workshops for 90 days to learn how to play. Now, if you give me any referrals, I don't care what they buy. I'll still build you another $1,000 of credit too. You see, that's what I do for every referral you give me. By the way, if you're watching me on Google, Facebook, and YouTube, that's kind of fun. What if you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me? You might want to go to rayswebinar.com, get the full overview, and stop bringing the pain home. Why would you do that in the first place? Here's what I heard. Pay attention. 7.5, standing outside the pantry, which is actually my bedroom, and what they said flat out was a corporation's a legal person. It's not legal advice. It's right there on line 1. Let's read it. A corporation is a legal person that may sue or be sued. Do you realize that corporations have more rights than you and me? Don't you ever complain about rich and famous people? It's called shut up and join them. Bottom line, at the end of the day, let's understand the United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense called states. All states are corporations. What do the states do? They set up their divisions. They're called cities. Every city is a corporation too. I don't get it. Why haven't you set up your line of defense? Do you like bringing the pain home or something? All I hear every day is, no one told me, Ray. No one told me. I had to fight to get out of hell. I mastered this at 9.5 years old. It's about time you learn how to play. Because guess what happens with all the cities? They file bankruptcy, they wipe out the debt, they stay in business today because they're allowed to. Remember, the United States of America, they set up their line of defense too. And what did you see? Orange County, the first bankruptcy called Chapter 9 is public record, by the way, under the Federal Protection Act. Don't you get it? All right? You are we the people. Isn't it about time you learn how to play? That's up to you. Nixon took the gold standard out, gave him the key to the printing press. You and me, SSN is a job, and 1040 tax return, now you connect the dots. Mama here, she delivered a baby this morning at the hospital. Do you know every hospital is federally mandated that they must hand Mama an SSN form within 3 hours or less when the baby's born? Not because the baby's going to get a job, so they can put another bond on that baby and print some more damn money. You see, Mama can't take the baby in the car seat, the stroller, the car seat, can't go home till Mama signs the SSN form. You got it? We got to master the rules and the tools. That's how we get to win too. So when you come to your personal credit, you're going to go to the credit class. I teach you to make it safety. Corporations, you're going to go to setup in level 1 because we're going to make sure every SS4 you get for the corporation, then you're going to set up the line of defense. And every division you set up, guess what happens? We're going to get a tax ID eventually, or subsidiary too. What happens when one of those screw up? We don't have to bring the pain home and get rid of a piece. We can learn to do the 3-step too, by the way. Rich and famous people do it every day, so do cities too. It's about time you set up the line of defense for you. Now there's the Reynolds University. Before my coma, it was only 22,000 square feet, 2-story building, Irvine Spectrum, by the way. I had other buildings doing $1 million plus a day, helping people like you. Remember, I broadcast up to 3 times a day and all day on Saturday, always live. I don't like pre-recorded crap. Now remember, at 1 o'clock on Saturday, I'm going to give you your status update. The worst thing I'll ever do is ask you to do 1 or 2 things. Then I have to wait till you follow through. That's the only thing that takes longer, because some of you follow through and you take your sweet little time. I want it done like yesterday. Now, let's look at Walt Disney. This is Newsweek, by the way. It's public record. They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past. Kind of like a couple of you. Hey, look what they did recently. They got $1 billion in the bank. They didn't want to pay tax, but they know how to play the game, so they wrote an IOU to themselves. You know what? If Mickey can play the game, so can you. Remember your personal credit, going to the credit class? We're going to make sure it's safety because you can't write off a darn thing. Now, I know online today, you're going to see some authorized user crap. You're going to see, you don't need to guarantee too. That's all BS, by the way. So let's understand something. In the beginning, I'm going to hand you cash credit. Cash credit. Okay? I'm going to get you up to 8 credit cards per division, 9 lines of credit. Then we'll decide if you want supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, all right, gas cards too. You still got to be a qualified CFO. I'll rebuild you so you're the best qualified CFO you could ever be. Remember, the prices I give on the website and the webinar today only count during the webinar with me. Credit rebuilding, I'm going to put you in a class for 90 days, get you an 820. I'm going to hand you a $1,000 card, and it's only going to cost you $499. That's right, it's pretty well a giveaway. From there, if you want the millionaire package, 10,000 of credit, corporations classes with me, it's $999 today. Now, if you want 25,000 of credit, all the goodies too, and classes in 90 days with me, I'm going to hand you 25,000 of cash credit, $2,499, and it's guaranteed or your money back. Use Zelle, use Zelle, use Zelle, use Zelle. If you had to wire deposit, that's okay too. Take a picture of that page today. You can let Gina know what you're going to do at rayscredit.com. You know, when I studied Mr. Buffett's father, first then I studied him. Since I was a little boy, I've been studying every rich and famous people I come across. You know what? This man's playing the game. My question to you is, why aren't you playing too? You can play. Let me roll the dice for you. You're next. That's all you got to do. Remember, on my dashboards, I'm going to add you to it, make you the qualified CFO. Remember, authorized users are crap. Trade lines are crap too. What do you still have to be at the end of the day? A qualified CFO. Bottom line, anything else is BS. Remember, I'm the guy that invented daisy chaining and credit years ago. I can turn every card into 99 more. Now remember what the IRS says. It's public record. You can't write off personal credit, but you can write off corporate credit and interest rates too. So if you want $1 million company, it's 1,000 rules to equal that. You want $1 billion, it's 20,000 rules. I've got this mapped out so well, you have no idea. You can't make a mistake at all. Now, if you got the intent to rip anybody off or defraud anybody, please do not do that at all. I don't want to have to testify to get you in a court of law. Here's a corporation, 3 more divisions for you. What are we creating? The pattern of 3 and the line of defense. Remember something today, we get to do exactly what they got to do. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. If I can't save a piece, I get to bankrupt a piece, keep all the other pieces, and I don't have to bring the pain home. Remember today, it's like when you bought your house, I'm sorry to say, you probably did it wrong anyway. It should have been Ray's rules. Escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow put it in a trust. Unfortunately, if your house is not in a trust today and someone sues you, they take it away. If you die, you get stuck in the probate and your family got diddly squat. So maybe today, let's go fix up a property and have some fun. Now you're going to hire a contractor. It's going to hire the subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. Amazing. What if they cut every corner they can, they slip and fall, and they sue you, take everything you got today because you didn't plan for the problem? Why don't you think? Why don't we think about this? How about every property we get, we quickly deed it to a division of a corporation? We do an assignment of equity too. So when they try to sue us, at the end of the day, they get diddly squat. Hell, why not? Now, if you don't have a trust, I'd tell you to go get irrevocable trust. That's what I would pick if I was you, but you can pick whatever you want to. Now, here's the problem I have with some people almost every day. They try to play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess. The IRS is the rule book. Please master it. It says corporations don't pay tax until they make a profit. So why would you play peekaboo with the IRS and make a mess? Bottom line, go to the IRS website, irs.gov. Download the form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check. Get your butt back in the system today. Now let's remember, we're going to fix up a property. I don't want you to use your money. I don't use my money. I'm one of the original OPMs from years ago. You see, if you had up to 4 divisions, you could buy up from the manufacturer at fleet price, save up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. Escrow closes, it pays off all the debt. Now you might have up to $200,000 left over. But again, don't act like you're rich, please. You know how many men get money in their hand and they piss it away? They should have learned how to leverage it today. Did you have $10,000, $100,000 in the past and you piss it away? Write down Ray's rules. Leverage your money. Borrow money's not taxable. Set up that line of defense because something's going to go wrong. But let's not lose everything we got. Now there's the Ray Reynolds University again. Before the coma, every morning the bank would be at my office in person at 9 o'clock going, Ray, what can I do for you today? Banks always kiss your ass. That's when you got money. You don't have a pot to piss in. Hell, they don't know your name. Why don't you learn how to leverage some money? Banks borrow from the feds times 10. And loan back to 5 to you. And if you wanted to, you could make that leveraging money up to $3 million. Borrow money's not what? Taxable. So why don't we take $2 million of that and go get a McDonald's today? Leverage the money, learn Ray's rules, get a fast food restaurant with a drive-through. So no matter what pandemic we're going through, we get to have our money coming in. Because they stay open through whatever pandemic we're going through. You got a choice. You got to beat your doubt. You get to run your own race. Now, I'd like to coach you the rest of my life if you allow me to. Now, I'm not going to show you anything I didn't obtain myself, from the mansions, helicopters, and yachts. Got to get you past go. By the way, this was my favorite one out of 6. Well, that's where I parked my race boat in my backyard, and my yacht too. Where do you park yours? Bottom line is, I love the helicopter, the building, and the Lamborghinis too. Now, I'm going to be telling you what to do a lot of times, so please just listen. Don't take offense. The more you think, sometimes the more you screw it up. I'd rather have you just do what I tell you to do, and at the end of it, you got all the money in your hand. Then I'll teach you how to play with that too. I want you to change your driver's license. Yes, you wrote a check the other day over here, and when you're not home, they're going to go rob your house. You just told them where you live. Don't you want to protect your assets and not bring the pain home? You got a choice. It's called Ray's Rules. By the way, you can change your driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address under the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. Now, the last time you bought a car, what did you do? You let somebody sweat you for hours on end. That sales guy, the ugly shirt and ugly tie. Then the sales manager came over and changed all the rules too. Then he went to the finance manager, and hell, it all went out of the window. You were there for 3 to 5 hours. Wasn't that fun? You know, when they hand you to that paper, we need your permission to run your credit. Next to your signature, you should have wrote down, allows one inquiry. You should have took a picture, by the way. Unfortunately, you're driving a car today that's registered to you. Why would you do that? That makes you a duck. By the way, you should be buying that car under tax ID fleet price through a division. Let's see what happens. You like all the goodies? I like goodies too. By the way, I want you to get your dream corporation through me. I want you in my workshops on Wednesdays and Saturdays too. You're going to drive your car to the bank or the grocery store today. Oh, goody. You're going to bump someone's car. Accidentally, of course. Then they act like they got whiplash. They're going to die. And then they're going to ask you for your driver's license, your insurance, registration too. Now your heart fell out of your chest. And you're going, I wish I would have listened to Ray. But again, I hear that almost every day. Do you know a corporation can pay for the insurance for that car? Do you know you shouldn't be the registered owner of a car at all? I don't get it. You like being the duck? They're going to call them those bloodsucker attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you and take everything you got because you didn't listen to me. Why don't you make the registered owner a division of a corporation so they can get diddly squat and you don't bring the pain home ever again? It's all up to you. You see, remember that grocery store? Those banks? All right, what do they have in common today? You're going to drive through your city today and see some of them are empty, but you know they're in business. So they bankrupt a piece because they all have a branch number, and they're still in business today. And what did you do? You brought the pain home because you don't know how to play. Here's the pattern of 3. Make sure you master this. One of those pieces gets screwed up, we're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate it too. We're never going to bring the pain home ever again. The bottom line, it's up to you. You see, what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? My wife says, honey, can we take out the yacht from people from the school and the church? So no problem, honey. Let's go over there. I filled it up across the way. It was $1,600. I used a corporate credit card. I wrote off the card, interest rate, and the yacht too. Hell, why not? Because you're allowed to. Check out the address. That's the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor, by the way. What did I get the next day after helping people again? I get to die. H1N1 too. That kind of sucks. They call it pandemic number 9. It's right there in front of us. So the bottom line is, guess what? I made a promise to God I'd help people the rest of my life. That's why I'm here helping you. You know what did I do? 5 weeks walking around with an oxygen tank. Don't got nobody to call besides God and me. I put my score back to an 820. But luckily I have my 5 closet divisions, which I teach in level 3. Then I popped another $1 million card again. I don't stay down. And from now on, you play with me, neither will you. Now here's a Lamborghini in a building too. It says a Reynolds University. Under tax ID. Reaching the dream. Think be the impossible. I've done it all my life, ladies and gentlemen. You got to fight for what you want. There's 1,000 rules to the millionaire. It is 20,000 for billionaire. How far you want to go and play. Remember, I'm going to have you on your direction to your $1 million dream in 90 days or less. Seminar, workshop, boot camp, you're stuck with me. I don't pass the buck. Now, one of the things about me, all right, I love motivation too. But, like the one I listened to this morning, it took 20 years, and then 5 years. All I know at the end of the day, after motivation, listening to their story, you got a story to tell too. Unless they're going to hand you the money, the credit like I'm going to do, I'm sorry to say, it's still blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, hell, you got a story to tell too. Let's get you an 820 score and 100,000 of credit, safety credit. Let's get you a corporation and divisions up to $1 million too. Let's make sure you stop being stuck. And what's next for you is pretty simple. It's me. You get to play with me, and I get to play with you. We're going to have fun getting it to million to billion. Remember today, like I said in the beginning, I want to repackage your life, your house, your car, your bank account too. Because I think you're doing it wrong, sorry to say. Now remember, the 18 books and CDs, the office sells it for $9.99. Today I'm giving it away during the webinar for $199. All 18 books and CDs. It's during the webinar, so that means you better be selling me $199 if you want me to ship it today. It's only during the webinar. There's the Zelle, wire deposit. It's all you got to do. And you can basically email Gina at rayracecredit.com, say I'd sell for this or that. All I know, when I look at all these credit repair flakes out there, all right, you're going to tell me you did it too? All you did is you became a liar. Not mine, not late. Then 24 months it's coming back on your record. Why? You didn't seal the record. You didn't do it the right way in the first place. Without a rapid rescore and sealing the record, sorry. What's going to be, it's going to come right back to bite you, you know where. I want you in my 90-day workshop for personal credit. I want to give it to you for $4.99 during the webinar. Half price, $1,000 card back to you. Twice as much you invest in yourself. Start their package for the millionaire. Workshops Wednesday and Saturday too. And you get the articles as well. And I build you 10,000 of credit, 10 times your investment. What excuse you got now? The millionaires in the making, $2,499. You get 25,000 of credit. And the workshops for 3 months with me on Wednesday and Saturday too. And I hand you the articles and the officers and the tax ID, and I still make you the qualified CFO. All you got to do is Zelle wire deposit today. That's all you got to do. You know, they made the 14th Amendment corporations into people. So what does that mean? Well, the United States of America, they set up their line of defense too. They got 50 states. They're all corporations. Why haven't you set up your line of defense? What's wrong with you? You like bringing the pain home? And what did the states do? They set up their line of defense too, called cities. What cities filed bankruptcy before? Called Chapter 9, public record. It's your turn, by the way. Never have joint credit. Buy house, escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow put it into trust. Please never name a corporation after you. I know one of you are going to go, well, you have raised credit, raised webinar. That's a marketing name. We would never build credit to those because that would be kind of dumb. We don't name a corporation and we're going to do business with after us. We don't name it what it does too. And you got to have up to $1 million of credit because that's half the fun. And then you got to set up divisions and subsidiaries for real estate, franchise, current business. You got to set up your line of defense. That way you never bring the pain home. Raise rules. You got to master those today. Like I said, plan on the problem. Safety credit. Line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it. You see, the American dream is great. A lot of people talk about it. I'm going to hand you cash credit. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to put the words where the actions need to be. I'm going to repackage your life. You see, the American dream is receiving money every month. Pay your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, set up the line of defense. And you master those rules that Ray rules make. Simple. Credit rebuilding today, it's usually $9.98. Half price, $4.99. And I give you $1,000 card and you're in the workshop for 90 days for about personal credit. And that's twice as much you invest. Starter package for a millionaire. Articles, also tax ID, and workshops for 90 days. And you make sure you're a qualified CFO. $10,000 of credit back to you. And your investment is $999. 10 times your investment back to you. Like I said, I always take away excuses. $4,000 for millionaires in the making. No, half price today, you get the $25,000 of cash credit. 10 times back to you, that means it's $2,499 to you. Money back guarantee, by the way. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. That means you're stuck with me. Stay safe, stay strong today. If you're wondering what's next to come, let it be you and me. Let us always remember, life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. All I know, born in a taxi, 2 comas, crap I had to live with as a kid, had to make sure I master the what line of defense. If I can do this, you can do this. And if you're not doing this, sorry. All right, you've been getting stuck long enough. You got a choice, Zelle, wire, deposit right away. If you want to call the sales team, go ahead. The phone number is toll free. It's a free call to you. It's 800-510-3338. And I'll guarantee I can change your life no matter what anybody says or does. Remember, at the end of the day, always remember, God loves us all.